What does it mean to you as showrunner and creator to get to send this out in the way that you want?
It means a lot. This has really been a labor of love for almost 4.5 years for me. Starting with just an idea. It was just like the idea of a sinkhole opening, and now it's grown into 3 seasons. Working with hundreds and hundreds of people, a show that's seen by millions of people around the world. It's amazing, and I feel so grateful that I was given this opportunity. So it's exciting that we get to wrap it up in a great way, but also a lot of emotions. It's been a real journey for me personally, and I think for the fans too, to see where these characters have gone over 30 episodes.
Um, the Brea is a show that I personally found during basically during the strike and I became obsessed. Like binged it from like didn't move from my couch for 2 days. Like I absolutely loved it. And so I wonder, like, what do you hope that people take away when watching the show? And what do you think that people 20 years down the line, what do you want people to say about La Brea?
Wow, that's a good question. Um, I think I want them to. I think what people take away is that it's about a family first and foremost. That it's about a family trying to get back to each other, a divided family, and how they care about each other and what that means. I think it's the importance of human connection, and how that supersedes anything, any adversity or problem that you're faced with. Is what family means to you, what friendship means. That those connections more than anything mean and any time you're in are what's important. But I also think it's a fun show. It's exciting. It's an escape. And I think that I hope people will be entertained and will and just appreciate being brought to a world that they never have been to and maybe never could have imagined themselves. That's what I love about television, that the way that it can transport you to exciting places that may or may not exist, but also that can move you and make you feel. So those are the things that I think are important about the show, and that hope the audience takes away from.
I think everybody, whether you watch a show or whether you write a show or doing that portion of it, something very personal happens out of that process. What did you take away from 30 episodes of this show?
Um, I think the biggest thing is just how to be a showrunner. There's just so many demands that are put upon a showrunner. Having a creative vision, um, overseeing a budget, overseeing an editorial process, visual effects, managing notes, and feedback from network executives and from studio and from other producers, cast relations. There's just so many things that you have to be able to do. So, being able to grow into that role, and understand the demands of it, I think, is something that I take away from it. That I never had. This is the first show that I've created or run, so I never had to do anything like this before. The only thing I had to do before was write scripts, which is just the beginning of what you have to do. So I think uh, all of those different aspects and those different roles are the things that I probably have taken away from it, and knowing how to do it all at once.
Do you think that fans of the show are going to like the ending? Do you think that they're going to be satisfied with the way that you decided to wrap things up?
Yeah, I do. I feel that the series finale is the best episode we've done. Um, it's the biggest episode we've done in terms of production value, and it's the most emotional episode we've done by far. And everything in season 3 is building towards it. That's the way we designed it, and so I think it builds to a great climax, and is will be a devastating in a good way. Like, I think the people will be really emotionally uh, impacted by it. And I hope people cry, and I hope people feel like a real connection to these characters, and reflect and give and and really make them reflect on the journey of the show. So I do think it'll be really emotionally satisfying for them. I think it's I'm really proud of how it all came together for us.
Speaking of that, what are you most proud of when it comes to the show?
I think it's on a personal level, it's really friendships that I've made, um, the chance to work with people, to meet people that I never would have had the chance to meet before. The show was shot in Australia, um, and people friends I've made from around the world, um, and so I think it's really it's the relationships that I've taken with me, into whatever I do next. It's definitely been like creatively fulfilling, to be able to have your own idea and your own show, be put out there. But more than that, it's just getting the chance to work with great people and the people you meet along the way.
Um, so like with the show, one thing that because as I said, I watched it and then like I rewatched it again, and I've noticed like little Easter egg, like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm noticing little Easter eggs in there. Are these like, is it like other shows? Like, is it like Lost, where all these clues are building up to like some big ending? I have a theory that Ty is the answer for everything, but that's just a separate thing. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, are there like little Easter eggs that we should have been paying attention to this whole entire time?
Yes, definitely. I think that's one of the fun parts of writing a show like this and planning a show like this is that you get to put little things in there, as you go. And it's like these are shows are great for rewatching in that way because it's like now that you know where it's going, you can see all the little tendrils along the way. So that's definitely been like a deliberate part of the process. Um, and one of the fun things as a creator and also as a viewer of these shows. So yeah, it's I think there are things like that for sure.
I can't wait to rewatch then once it's all over so I can try and find them.
Okay, I think that's it for time. Yes, Margaret.
Well, we have 1 minute if you want to make it snappy.
Okay, let's do the 1 minute question. If you had to describe season 3 in one word, what would it be?
Epic. I think it's an epic journey in terms of the scale of the show. We have this is a show that that there are now dinosaurs in 10,000 BC. So on a pure visceral level, it's epic. But also in terms of like the emotional journeys that characters are going on, they're epic. They're really bringing them to their conclusion. So I think everyone is we're bringing it. Everything is building to a great climax. So I think definitely it's an epic season of television, and it is it is a thrill ride. Like that's how we've always designed the show, but now more than ever, I think this season is one that really takes that to a new level.
I agree. It is definitely fast paced and just breathtaking. So, did an amazing job.